Hello everybody, my name is B Simi and today I am building a tea room for the brand new Royalty and Legacy expansion pack. As you could tell, the name of this speed build is Whistledown's tea room. Definitely inspired by Bridgerton, and like, not to be a fake fan or anything, I only watched like part of the first season, but I love the Regency aesthetic of Bridgerton and like Jane Austen-esque like storylines and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna build myself a tea room so that I can have like courting in The Sims 4. Not to be cringe or anything, but I was so excited while building this. I just had this image in my head. There was like, I forgot what exact scene it is in Bridgerton. It was in like one of the Bridgerton's rooms. I forgot which one. Oh, it's so bad. But it's just, I was imagining like pale blues and like creams and just very, very violent pops of color and like eclectic style. And I really think that I got there in the end, but it did take a very long time, which I was really upset about because it's okay. I'm gonna get into it really early, but with the brand new Royalty and Legacy expansion pack, like compared to past expansion packs, I feel like we weren't getting as much as we normally do. I feel like there's a significant lack of items, especially with the amount of neighborhoods and different styles of each neighborhood. Like whenever I was looking through the items, it looked like there was only like items that would belong in like Cordelia's castle, and then the items that would belong in the other castle in Ondarian, which was really disappointing because I was really looking forward to playing with the African kingdom. And I know that we did get that base game update where they did add some Africana-esque items to the game, but it's, if I'm paying $40, why can't we get more? But besides the point, right now you see me working on the spandrels and whatnot. Oh my god, I struggled with this for so long. It's actually really embarrassing how long I struggle with the exterior of this. Now, what you see right now, a majority of it won't be the same in like 5 minutes. So I was having a lot of trouble with the rounded rooms. I should have listened to other builders whenever they say that they're nightmares. I thought I could do it. I don't know if I'm just overly confident or what, but I was just working on that and placing down some columns. Oh, and I did forget to mention, for this build, I am going to be strictly using base game, Royalty and Legacy, and the Tea Time Solarium kit. I decided to only use those three because they were what came in the bundle, and I know that a lot of people don't like to buy all the expansion packs, especially at this time, and I totally applaud that, and I just wanted it to be accessible to whoever may have like the little bundle or pack. But anyways, you see me doing the chimney right there. I was really impressed with myself with the shape of this build, specifically because I feel like I don't get this adventurous all the time. And you see me placing down those window panes, like those base game update greenhouse window panes. I tried to use those, but they didn't end up working, which I was really upset about. It was just like another thing with the items as well. I built it on tall, because I was like, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna have 3 different size windows and I'll be able to put them down. No. And right here, it was like nothing was really going in my favor. Like that platform, I was like trying to put a fence on it, and it's really finicky whenever you do that little platform trick where you have a little room in the middle and you remove the walls and do the platform. It's like 50-50 on whether the fence will actually show up, and it didn't end up doing that. So as you can see, I'm just grabbing some of these roof decor items from the pack, and I'm just using the tool mod to move them so that I could go ahead and make my own makeshift little, I don't even know what the name of it is. It's just like a little like flat spot on those roofs. Oh my god, I forgot the name of the roofs. That's so awful. They're not gabled. Child, anyways. But I'm just putting those down, and I actually really like how this turned out, and I'm actually kind of glad that the base game fences I was using didn't really work out, because it added so much dimension and depth to the build that you see later on in a few moments I'm gonna be getting rid of that circular room in front of it, and I'm just gonna have that being like the star of the show. And I honestly enjoy it so much more than having that circular room in front. It ended up being stunning. I love that side of the build. The other side, on the other hand, with that rounded weird roof, what is that, left side, did not like that. She gave me problems the whole time. like but yeah, see, I'm getting rid of that now. I was gonna try to do like a little rounded moment still, but then I decided to get rid of it because I wasn't too big of a fan of it. Like I said, I wanted the that French style chateau roof to be the spot, like the star of the show. And I was adding the new roof paneling up there that came with the Tea Time Solarium kit. I really enjoy the swatches of this kit, and here I'm adding the windows. Something that I do whenever I build is whenever I get frustrated by one part, I move on to a different part, and that's exactly what I did here because I wasn't sure what to do on the right side at this moment. But you see me putting down those windows and whatnot. I was getting a little impatient too. I wanted to see them, and then whenever I went to go put them down and noticed that there was only one wall size, I was really, really upset. So that was me just like trying my best not to mold and like putting them down, and it looks kind of funky right now. And I will say it's gonna be so much easier whenever you actually see it, but I'm gonna slim down this rounded side, and it's gonna be more, I guess, in line with the rest of it. And I ended up finding a way to make those windows look like they're for tall wall height. Thank goodness, because I was kind of freaking out, because there's something about, I didn't necessarily want this build to feel cozy. I wanted it to feel more just like posh and like stiff, and like if you spread out just a little bit in one of the chairs, you'll like knock over a glass heirloom and it will shatter. That type of that type of vibe. And so it just, short wall height wouldn't have done it for me, because like with short, it's just so cozy. It's like smaller and more compact. And I really wanted tall, like looming walls with like tons of glass, to see the outside of Henford on Bagley, because this world is gorgeous. And I also didn't speak about that. Also, what I planned for this, what I'm planning for this build right now, I'm not going to do a full save file, I don't think, but I definitely am going to be posting speed builds in Henford on Bagley and on Darien with the new expansion pack, mostly because I wanted to mess around with that. I've wanted royalty in The Sims since I can remember. I've been playing The Sims since I was probably 8 or 9 years old. I'm 23 now, and like I've always wanted it. And so whenever I saw this expansion pack coming out, I knew that I had to get it. And which also adding something to the game that so many people wanted for so long, just for it to just kind of miss the mark a little bit, was upsetting. I haven't played gameplay though. I could be completely wrong on that front, and the gameplay could be freaking amazing for all I know. Haven't done it yet. I really want to, but I wanted to get some builds down first. My idea for gameplay, here we go. So the sim that I'm gonna use, I'm not positive if I'm gonna use her yet, but she was my test sim in the screenshots. You'll see her in a bit. Her name is Juliana. Juliana Alto, actually. She's a descendant of Ebenezer Alto. But anyways, I was planning on her being #orphaned. I know that's awful. That's terrible. It's terrible. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was expecting her to be orphaned. She was going to move to Henford on Bagley, and then just magically she was going to like pull the thing on Darien and become like part of the nobility in Henford on Bagley. And I was going to make a castle with like a king and a queen and like big old royal family, kind of inspired like the English royal family, like the modern royal family, but at the same time not. I don't know. It's like my own little thing. It was weird because there were so many different timelines overlapping. What I imagine is just like, obviously the period that The Sims takes place in right now, like the 21st century, but also embracing like those Regency vibes and a little bit of like the 50s and 60s. With the 50s and 60s inspired, I was mainly aiming towards fashion, but alas, doesn't really. I actually see myself putting in some pieces that kind of remind me of like the 50s and 60s style of like furnishings and whatnot, Americanized though. Not necessarily English. I know that Henford and Bagley is based on like the English countryside. I added the appliances that I used I don't know, they look kind of modern. The Royalty and Legacy ones, they look pretty modern, but originally I was using the okay, I love watching Jessica Bibe, and I love it every time where she's like Smeg fridge, like, but there was that Smeg looking fridge, and I tried to add that, but I didn't think it looked very well, and I wanted to be able to incorporate as much of the new expansion pack as I could in this build, especially if I'm only using base game cottage living. I forgot to mention that earlier. I said base game, Royalty and Legacy, Tea Time Solarium. I lied to you. I'm so sorry. Cottage living as well, just because I justified it because I'm building this in Henford on Bagley, and I'm like, if you have Henford on Bagley, you're gonna have the cottage living expansion pack. So I went ahead and used those 4 DLCs, not 3. So sorry, besties, I didn't mean it. Anyways, so you see me working on those windows right there. I incorporated a lot of cottage living into this because it just matched the overall aesthetic of what I was building so well, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to make more builds that are similar to this. Specifically, I think my next plan, I've been adding a lot to my Pinterest board for this. I have like a private Pinterest board where I add pictures of things I want to incorporate in the game. And this whole concept of having nobility and royal families and tea and drama, and like Bridgerton, I've had this idea since I watched Bridgerton for the first time in 2022. I know it came out way before 2022, but that was when I watched it, and I was obsessed. I was like, I gotta put this in The Sims now. And I was gonna figure out a way to do it. Originally, I think I was gonna what is it called? Cheap promote the people that I was putting into the world like as politicians, kind of. The politician career that came with City Living, I was gonna make them be in that career so that it kind of made sense, because whenever you're royalty and nobility, you kind of are like a politician. And I don't know what else I was going to utilize to make it work out. I think I was going to use like Social Bunny and just my imagination. But I'm so glad that we have this aspect in the game now, specifically with scandals. Excuse me, so sorry. Oh my god, do I love the scandals. I am obsessed with it. I'm gonna get off track a little bit. I am playing a current household in my spare time, whenever I'm not doing builds and whatnot. And I have a sim in this household that's an actress, and the other day on set, she peed her pants. And like 3 people were, the reason that she peed her pants also, might I add, is that there were 2 other people in the freaking bathroom and they wouldn't leave, and she had to pee, and then so she peed herself, and then like 3 other people saw it. And whenever I got the purple pop-up where it's like your first scandal, I was like, yes. And I don't think I've ever been more excited for something in my life. I was eating that up, and then I got a call later with somebody wanting to expose my scandal and be like, I'm gonna expose you if you don't pay me, I'm extorting you. And I was like, you know what, go for it, go for it. I want to see what it's like. I want to see what it's like to be canceled. And it has not disappointed. I don't necessarily know if it did impact my Sims career. I'm assuming that it did. Like I said, I haven't played too much with gameplay of this pack yet, so I'm not sure the ins and outs, what it affects, what it doesn't, fame-wise. But I know that my Sim, she's career level 8 in the acting career, and she had enough skill for one of the gigs that she auditioned for, and she didn't get the audition. And I'm kind of wondering, does it go along with that? Did the Sims team incorporate that in with the scandals? If so, it's like 2 birds with 1 stone. I love it. I love it. What I love the most, what I thought was so hilarious, was I got a gameplay pop-up where it's the little instruction thingy, or it's like the helps, tips, and tricks and whatnot, and it was telling me to get on the computer to get rid of my scandal and like either confess to peeing myself in public or just to try to diffuse it and deny it. I thought that was amazing. I love that aspect. That in itself. Okay, never mind now. I was gonna say I'd pay $40 for that. No, I wouldn't. No, I would not. But it definitely does make this a little bit more worth it. The gameplay I've seen so far is extremely strong. And as soon as I saw that, I was set. I said, scandals, oh my god, I'm gonna make a Lady Whistledown sim. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So as you can see, I'm starting the exterior bit right now. I was doing a bit of the interior and I talked over it because I'm a D1 yapper, sorry. But with the exterior, I was mainly relying on the new hydrangeas from the pack. They are stunning, beautiful. And whenever I was talking earlier, I wanted the like light pale blue aesthetic for the outside. It ended up not necessarily, I wanted it for the outside and the inside, and it didn't necessarily go that way in the end. I noticed myself, I used a lot of greens and pinks towards the end, and I did a lot with the exterior with green and pink. I end up changing that blue hydrangea right there to be pink or something. This is me working on like the wall ivy and whatnot. I wanted it to look a little bit overgrown, but at the same time kept like it was purposeful, not that it was just like overgrown and icky. And I really like what I did with those balconies right there. I kind of made my own DIY flower box and just used the tool mod. If tool mod has no fans, I'm dead. I love the tool mod and Better Exceptions, Better Build By. Love Twisted Maxi mods. Sorry, oh my god, can't talk. I use them literally all the time, and whenever, I think honestly, I don't know if anybody else is having this problem. I'm getting better exception reports of movement, vehicle liabilities is what I'm getting. If anybody else is having that, let me know. I think that it might be tied to one of Twisted Maxi's mods, but I'm not positive. I should probably like put in a report, but alas, I'm lazy. Anyways, so I am just going ahead and putting down something I found out by recording this speed build is that I am a hot mess whenever it comes to building. I just throw down whatever I want to incorporate into the build. I just throw it down a lot and I keep on moving, and like I don't put it in the place it's gonna go. And with this one, it made my life a whole lot harder because the lots, I think it's a 20 by 15 if I remember correctly. It's tiny and it doesn't fit everything that I wanted. And well, actually, yes, it does. It fits everything that I wanted. It's just, it was hard to fit it. And as you can see, I'm saving those hydrangeas for later, so I put them on the roof. I promise they don't stay there. Right now I'm working on the fencing. I was using live edit fencing from the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack, and I am obsessed with this little fountain that I added. Well, fountains, there are multiple. I had one right there and one on the back of the house, but I love how that ended up turning out, especially from the inside, except for one thing. You'll notice in a bit that I put down dragonflies outside of the fountains and stuff. They go inside. Yeah, that was alarming. And in such a high price and in such a classy establishment, I can't imagine dragonflies just flying around, So it's probably best if you do download this from the gallery to remove the dragonfly little things or resize them and whatnot. I was gonna add butterflies from the Adventure Awaits expansion pack, but I didn't want to use more than what I was already using, just accessibility wise. I know what it's like to not have a lot of packs and how frustrating it is whenever there's just so many items that you don't have access to. My main goal whenever I play The Sims is inclusivity, and so whenever I'm building stuff like this, I want to make sure to be able to include as many people as I can. And I don't limit myself a lot of the time, but with things like this where it's such based off of popular culture and just I'm not saying that my builds the best thing since sliced bread. Not at all. But I feel like a lot of people will have fun playing in it. And so I didn't want it to be basically behind a paywall, if that makes any sense, because it's kind of ridiculous. But I was just experimenting a lot with trees and the outside. The outside kind of gave me a little bit of trouble too, which is surprising because with landscaping, I never really have too much trouble. Honestly, I just throw stuff down and hope for the best, usually. But I was giving it more thought. I think I was giving it more thought because I was thinking, if I were sitting in a tea room, what would I want to see outside? And you see me right here. I was looking at the roof. I was looking at the roof to see if it looked all wacky. Okay, but what I was saying, I wanted to base it off of something I would like to look at. And whenever I was drawing from my mind while building this place, obviously I was thinking of British and Regency. I recently watched Persuasion for one of my courses this semester, and I was thinking a lot of that as well. Randomly though, I was thinking about Las Vegas. So this past summer, I went to Las Vegas on a little vacay, and while we were there, my mom and I went to the Gardens in Bellagio, and oh my gosh, it's just maximalist, beautiful, just opulent, so much greenery, so many flowers, so gorgeous. I adored it. And whenever I was doing the outside of this, I was thinking a lot of that and how it was kind of laid out and structured and whatnot. It's a bit different, obviously. I can't make that in The Sims, but it was just part of my thoughts whenever I was putting down all of this greenery, specifically because I feel like it encapsulates that opulent vibe that I'm trying to put into this place. And I relied on that a lot with the archways and the maximalist decor and placing. And whenever we get to it, you'll see I have a bunch of collages, photo collages. Whenever I was doing that, I was thinking of Decor to the Max, that kit, and a lot of the items that go in there. I would have had a field day if I added the Decor to the Max kit, but like I said a million times, I decided not to use more than a couple. It's also just challenge to limit yourself, and just it adds a lot of patience, and it's I don't know how else to describe it besides it adds a lot of patience, and it makes you it feels so much better to be able to say, yeah, if you only have The Sims, Realty and Legacy, Cottage Living, and Tea Time Solarium, which is already a lot of things, a lot of DLC, but just being able to say that and you can play in that, it's way more rewarding than using like 20 expansion packs. I don't know. But anyways, you see me finishing up the landscaping out here. I was still messing with those flower boxes, and I tried to do the same thing that I did on the other side, but I decided against it. I liked how those looked a little bit better, just because with the size of the other ones, it didn't quite fit very well. I could have sized them down to be like the perfect size, but I wanted a little bit of differentiation. I didn't want each side to be identical. I feel like I have a really big problem with symmetry in The Sims. I'm always trying to make things as symmetrical as possible, and it's my downfall every single time. And which is why I was so impressed with myself for being able to make a build where it's not shaped the same on both sides. That was magnificent for me. I loved that. It's also nice to build something that isn't just colonial as well. The automatic style I drift to just on my own whenever I'm building, like my dream home in real life. I absolutely would love to live in an old colonial. Sorry, I do have the flu right now too, so that's really helpful. Talking for 40 minutes, yeah, definitely. But anyways, my dream home colonial, like old colonial with some Victorian accents, I build in that style all the freaking time in The Sims. And recently I've been trying to branch out a little bit, like on my TikTok page. Shout out Busumi. I posted a A-frame cabin that I built in Gibby Point. This is more, I wouldn't even be able to pen this style. I feel like it's Victorian, a little bit before. That's so bad that I don't know. I'm not an interior designer. I don't know anything. I'm just a girl and I play The Sims. I'm not even going to school for anything related to architecture or interior design. I just like this game and decorating. But anyways, so you see me working on these wallpapers. I absolutely adore the color swatches that came with this pack. They are beautiful. The creams, the pastels are so gorgeous. I don't know, I can't put my finger on what it reminds me of, but it's just, it's not necessarily like Queen Anne style, it's just, it's its own thing, and it's like just fantastical, but at the same time has that little ounce of like, of Americana, like, I can't even put it into words. You ever look up a retro diner on Pinterest and just what pops up is just a bunch of pastels just in very round looking furniture and items and clean. That's just the vibe that I got from this. I adored it, and I could tell that the Sims team itself, like the designers, the people who make the items, they've been definitely taking some sort of inspiration from custom content creators. I can tell just with how the items are formatted and whatnot. Like that side table that we're looking at right now looks so similar to who is it? Oh, it was Felix Andre's Chateau set. Eerily similar, might I add. There's also a couple little things with that. There was another creator, I forgot who it was, whose their item from their creator kit got reskinned for this expansion pack, which I thought was very interesting. But you could definitely tell that they're taking after custom content creators with the way that they're making their meshes and how they're incorporating it in the game. And I think that it's more appealing for builders. It's more appealing for me. I feel like it looks more like The Sims. Whenever I'm building in Sims, while I do like alpha CC whenever other people are doing it, I personally, it's not for my game. I prefer to have everything looking as close to Maxis as I can. And even my Sims are a little bit of a different story. Sometimes they lean more towards like not looking like Maxis, and it's fine. It's not what I'm going for though. I've considered so many times taking out my Create a Sim CC and just going ham, but I found a solution. Plumbub. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Plumbob Head Sims. There we go. Yeah, they've been around for a really long time. I don't think they've released anything since 2021 though, but their CC is like the Maxis match. It's amazing. The delicate eyes, those are I sound like I just don't know game. I know game. Trust. I kind of went away from super Maxis match for a bit to do a little bit of more like Maxis mix per se, but I ended up falling back a little bit into it just because I feel like in my own personal gameplay I don't have the dedication to build a save file and mods folder that makes the whole game look completely different. I can't do it. I don't have the willpower. I don't have the strength. Props to those who do. I cannot. And so I just gave up and I was like, I'm gonna fall back into the ways of Maxis. And so I don't even know how I got on this topic. I just talk and talk. But anyways, I started furnishing and I am absolutely in love with how this turned out on the inside. It's so lovely. It's just extreme. It's it's magical. It's extreme. It's stunning. I feel like I'd walk in here and I'd be a part of a period drama. It's gorgeous. But I am just doing some clutter right now, and I was kind of hesitant about that shelf, and I bet y'all are too, besties, but just wait. Surely it turns out okay. And it's not ugly. I hope. But I was trying to do something I've been trying to incorporate more recently, especially with the lack of items that came with this pack. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to make some of my own furniture or accents to the furniture. And that's what I did right there with the cottage living hutch with that base game shelf. I just kind of resized it because they had similar swatches and put them together. And I think it turned out really nice. I think it looks really cute. And that plant that I just recolored, I love that plant. I cannot wait to use it. I think I already mentioned already, I think the next build that I'm going to do is a house for nobility. I'm thinking lower nobility, like my sim right now that I had playtest, she's a baroness, that's level 6. I'm thinking maybe like level 3 or so. Actually, maybe not level 3. I think I want to make a house for like a duke and a duchess and like their family, and make just this huge like French chateau mansion in the English countryside. I think that would be amazing. I think that's what I'm gonna do next, and that's what I was thinking the whole time while doing this. Specifically, I was thinking about either making an elder or adult sim who is a duchess, and she loves the tea. She loves drama, and so she gets her she gets her old girlies together, and I was gonna make like a little club for them and make their club hang out this place and make a little club for them and they just come here and just gossip about everybody in the like nobility scene in Henford on Bagley. I'm gonna go ahead and actually pull up the lot description and read it to you guys really fast because I think it adds a lot to the build. Alrighty, so what I wrote for this venue is, don't be scared away by the fact that this cozy but cluttered home has been on the market for longer than... That is not what I wrote. I'm dead. Swear, yeah, I'm not trying to plagiarize. That was that was the little description that EA wrote for that lot that I was building on, which I forgot what the original lot name is, but what I wrote for the slot is, in the nobility of Henford-on-Bagley's social atmosphere, Whistledown's tea room is the center of everything having to do with the royal gossip. Did the Queen really do that on Thursday? Did you hear the Prince is friends with Don Lothario? Here at Whistledowns, we collect all the juiciest scandals and secrets to later exploit. With that, I thought it was so fun, and for my own gameplay and my own little Henford on Bagley save, I'm gonna make a prince that's like friends with Don Lothario, and he's kind of like Don, and I thought that was so funny. But anyways, getting back to the build, I love what I did with those fans. So those are a clutter object that came with the pack, and I was able to rotate with them with tool and put them on the wall as little decorations. I thought it was gorgeous. I was so happy about that. And as you can tell while watching this, I have been going back and forth on the colors in the different rooms. It's because I can't really decide what color I really wanted for the interior. I was just, whenever I came to it, I was a little bit lost, and with the swatches, I just couldn't decide personally what sort of vibe I was wanting. And I think with the blue in the main hallway, that stays. The bathroom color stays, kitchen color stays. I know that I changed the big room, that, not this room, the other room, that one gets changed to green, I think, off the top of my head. As you can see, I was playing with those new pieces that came with Tea Time Solarium. But anyways, going back to it, yeah, I changed the color a lot. I wasn't sure what vibe I was going for on the inside. I wanted it to be colorful. At the same time, I wanted it to have those little dark, vivid pops of color that's typical in the Regency era, where you just have those pales disrupted by, for example, like a violet or a deep pink like I have on that table right there. And I loved how this room turned out. I thought it was gorgeous, though my favorite is the other room. I thought this one was super cute. This is the room that I was imagining whenever I was putting together that build. Putting together this build in my mind whenever I was putting everything outside. I was like, what do I want this to look like? What am I imagining? I'm imagining a bunch of old ladies sitting at the table drinking tea and talking smack. That's what I'm imagining. And I was so happy with how it turned out. It was stunning. And I play tested this, mostly play tested. I should say mostly, because I didn't play test it all the way. Whenever my Sims went here, I'm playing on blank save, and so the only other family are the Caps, and so whenever my Sim went to the slot, the only Sim that showed up was the Caps and the Monties, and the families that are in the New World. Those are the only ones that I have. Oh, as you can see, I forgot. So I didn't use another kit too, but I'm a liar. I'm a filthy, dirty liar. I'm sorry. No, but I did use another kit. What you see, what I'm doing with that statue right now, those are from Desert Luxe. And Desert Luxe, since it was free, I think that's why I justified it. It was a free kit, so I used that just to cover it up. So whenever you do download this, if you don't have Desert Luxe, it's not gonna look stupid. Don't worry. But anyways, they were the only two. My Sim and then Romeo Monty were the only ones that showed up. But I made it so that this is a custom venue. If you download this off the gallery, it's gonna be a different venue type. I know that much. I think it might just label as generic. I'm trying to think of, custom venues came with the base game update, I believe. So you should be fine. Okay, so update. They are not a base game feature. I lied again. I know. Awful, tragic of me. As you can see, I placed it on the spike fridge and then just went back. But yeah, it's not a base game feature. With this build, I'm gonna try to play it, I think, within the next few days to see if everything's functional. And if it's not, then I'll update you guys in the comments. But otherwise, I don't see why it wouldn't be. In my game, my Sim was able to get into the kitchen fine, she was able to get into the bathroom, and she was able to sit in the chair that was closest to the windows in the rounded room, and in the other room, the bigger square that we're gonna get to after this kitchen, she was able to get to everything in there. So from my understanding, everything is okay. But if it isn't, just let me know. And in the comments, not in the comments, in the description, I'm gonna have my gallery ID and whatnot posted. So you can either comment there, comment on my YouTube, or comment on my TikTok, let me know. But anyways, I am getting to decorating this room. This is my favorite room. It's so cute. It's so pretty. I love the new swatches. The green, oh my god. And it got me dead a little bit because the yellow swatch from this pack is almost identical to the color of my walls in my bedroom. It's obviously I don't have that fancy of a wallpaper, but it's almost exactly the same color. But anyways, I think that's probably the reason why I didn't use it, because it just looks so familiar that I was like, oh, okay. But that green, I love this shade of green. It is beautiful. And as you can see, I added the new, is that the new piano? I think it is. I added the new piano. I added a fancy schmancy violin, the new light. I love that light. It's gorgeous as well. And those little hanging lights, those are from the Tea Time Solarium kit, and I'm adding a bunch of items from that kit as well over here. As you can see, me just throwing stuff out there like a freak. But I was going through, and I actually really like the addition of the wall clock too. I think it makes it look more eclectic, but I'm adding in a bunch of other stuff. Sometimes whenever I'm going through, I just forget that what stuff we have in this game. We just have so much stuff that I forget. Like, I forget clocks exist half the time. I don't know if that's bad, but they don't really serve any gameplay use necessarily, so I don't use them. Like in The Sims 3, I wouldn't dream of not using like an alarm clock. Those were lifesavers whenever your Sims had to like wake up to get ready for school or work. That was a dream. But in The Sims 4, we don't have that, so it was just it's kind of useless and I forget about it. But they look really cute whenever you place them. And as you can see, I was changing the swatches in here with the green. I really liked that shade of green from the Tea Time Solarium, so I changed a lot of the items that had that original bronzy metal. I changed it to black instead to match those. I think it actually turned out really beautiful. I thought that I wouldn't like it very much and that it was too disruptive and it was ugly, but then the more I look at it, the more I just become like obsessed with it. I love it. I made my own custom column flowers with the new flowers and that little pillar from base game. And then I love that little card too. This new kit is so Mad Hatter vibe, like Alice's Tea Party. I should make a build of that. Oh my gosh, I am obsessed with it. Whenever I was a kid, I was always having tea parties. You catch me at the tea party. Yeah. Also, another idea I had while watching this back is making this lot, if you don't want to use it as a custom venue, you could definitely use it as a restaurant and add the restaurant stuff and maybe make it an engagement party location or a rehearsal dinner location. I think that would be really cute. Or you could do like bachelorette parties here, any sort of party. I love it. Anyways, build fini, onto the screenshots.